Hi everyone, it's Liyandza Mthembu from Innovative Instigation Enterprise. So at Innovative Instigation Enterprise, we're about helping individuals and businesses build bankable brands that make sustainable impact, and also create multiple streams of income. Okay, so in today's video, I'd love for us to talk about two things. First, the idea of self-management, and secondly, the idea of goal setting. So under self-management, I think it's important to state the fact that one needs to start with okay, the objective and the goal that they have, because you cannot manage. The idea of management is it involves controlling, regulating, and overseeing. So whether it's control or management, it's because you are trying to get somewhere. So as a young girl, as an individual, you need to have first, okay, these are the goals that I want to achieve, whether in this week or this month or this particular year. This is what I'm trying to achieve. Then now, how do I manage myself? How do I manage self in order to be able to achieve all of these things, right? So two things under self-management that I want to talk about. The first is confidence, right? So in the previous video that we made, I spoke about creating personal development plans, and the reason why it's important. Well, the idea, remember, of personal development plans is sort of like saying that I want to intentionally create the path which leads to the best version of myself, where I can contribute meaningfully to society, to my family, to those around me, right? So that's the idea. So what then becomes important is that by building the skills that you need to build, right? By learning the things that you need to learn, by getting access to the information that you need to get access to, it helps you to build confidence around your trade. I'll call it trade, okay? Because life is like the whole world is that this big marketplace whereby either people are trading their skills, and organizations are buying certain skills in order to solve certain problems. So it's just this big marketplace. So you need to then be confident, build confidence in what you're doing by becoming intentional about developing yourself in a way that you have the necessary skills, you have the necessary for information. For example, doctors need to do what doctors do in order to become great doctors, right? So it comes with more learning, it comes with more research, right? It comes with more practice, spending more time at the hospital, working with patients, and learning from experience. Okay, so that's the first thing I want to say, that there is a link between personal development and confidence. Okay. All right, then the second thing under self management that I wanted to mention briefly is relationships. So it's important that you realize that your life has different compartments, right? It has different components. So today you're a student, but the moment you walk out of the class, you are someone else. You are a sister to someone, right? You are a citizen in a particular community. You are a member of a particular family, right? So with those different responsibilities comes different relationships, right? RR, responsibilities, relationships. Good. So it's important then to realize that you need to be also intentional in managing those relationships, because there are relationships which will help you. How you manage your relationships will determine if you attain the goals that you want to attain. So it's very important that you choose your relationships well, and you invest the time to build the relationships that you need to build in order for you to become the best version of yourself. I'll make an example. Where as you grow up, you'll realize that many people will start talking about how it's important to network. And I've heard someone say that your network is your net worth, right? The people around you determine how far you go and what you achieve. So it brings back the idea of relationships and why they are very, very important. Cool. So moving on to goal setting. We're already talking about goals and objectives and vision, right? Goal setting is basically the mapping out of, okay, this is what I need to do. This is what I need to do to achieve the things that I want to achieve, and that's why it's very, very, very important. So what people look at it in different ways. So some choose to look at it in terms of, maybe they look at the whole year and say, okay, I want to write down goals that I want to achieve this year. I know that I'm writing my exam in December, for example. So I need to sort of like have objectives which I can break down to the different months of the year, to the different weeks of the year. And actually, it ends up being breaking down the weeks into days. That, if this week I want to, for example, let's just say you know that you want to improve your grade in science or biology or what, right, or maths. So you know that, okay, maths has so many topics, and if I break down those topics in particular months and say this month I just want to study this particular maths topic, and this maths topic has different subtopics within it. So this week I just need to focus in studying this and master it, so that by the end of the year I'm positioned to achieve the results that I'm looking for. So that's how you can look at the idea of goal setting, breaking things down and having a to-do list, a daily to-do list. One of the things that I do is that I have a daily to-do list. Okay, by the end of the day I want to achieve ABCD. So I need to do ABCD in order for me to achieve what I want to achieve. So that's the first thing. The second thing that I should mention is that during between where you are and your goals, there'll always be challenges. So that's why tracking your goals becomes important, and it also helps you to sort of like see what are the possible solutions, what are the possible areas of improvement, which will help you to achieve your goals. Thirdly, it's important to then realize that sometimes it's not everything that you'll do by yourself and on your own. So, for example, going back to the example of, okay, I want to study so that my maths grade can improve by the end of the year, you realize that there are people that you may need to work with, there are people that you may need to collaborate with. So if you find someone who's really good in math, you may find out that something which is supposed to take you a whole year to prepare for can end up taking you a shorter period of time, because you've created the right collaborations and you've found the right people to work with, right? So that's also part of goal setting. So another thing that maybe is worth mentioning is that once you realize that something is not working, you then need to start to think, how do I improve from this thing which is not working, and actually engaging something that can possibly work. That's very important. The fifth thing that I want to talk about is how it's important to create systems around your goals, setting goals, and tracking, right? Because a system is basically something which helps you to create the discipline or the habit that needs to be created for you to get and achieve a particular goal. For example, if you decide that, okay, a system that I'll create is that I want to for me to improve my grades in math, I need to start waking up in the middle of the night between 1 a.m. and 3 a.m. and work on my studies. But to wake up in the middle of the night, what will I do to ensure that happens? Either you ask a friend and say to the friend, you know what, this is what I'm trying to do. Can you please call me every time it hits 1 a.m. and check of me if I'm awake, so that I can do what I said I want to do and I need to do. Or else you can maybe set an alarm. An alarm helps to create a system which sort of like automates that particular activity and ensures that it happens, so that you can achieve the objective, the goal that you're trying to achieve. So in a nutshell, I just wanted to share those couple of thoughts and opinions around the two matters of self-management and goal setting, as it is part of the channel that we guys we shared with you guys. I hope you really enjoy it. I hope that you really use it. And the last thing that I want to say, it's important that we instigate the change that we desire to see in our lives. Instigate means initiate. You need to initiate the change. And one way of initiating the change is to being self-aware and managing yourself, and also setting goals and tracking those goals. It's Liyandza Mthembu from Innovative Instigation Enterprise. I hope that you have a very pleasant day. See you later.